In this video, we're going to be taking a look at this shape right here and try to figure out how would we come up with the surface area of this composite shape. Now, this one doesn't have the look of a regular one. I mean, maybe you could think of it as being a trapezoidal prism, but for a lot of people, that might be a little bit abstract. So let's take a look at the basics of how we're going to solve for this one here. First of all, we need to find every side of this composite shape. I sometimes like to number them. I try to kind of label which ones I've solved and find that. That might help you as well. And sometimes we even have different type shapes that we need to solve for as well. So whatever way works for you, just make sure that you're showing your work so that you know which sides you found and which sides you haven't found yet. All right. How am I going to do this? I'll try to lay it out step by step, and you can follow along. You could also pause it right here, try to figure out what the surface area is, and then come back and we can see if we get the same values. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the front. Okay. Now this front, it is technically a trapezoid, so if you'd like to use that formula, you can. But for most people, what they're going to do is they're going to split it up into a triangle and a rectangle. Now, the rectangle that we have on the bottom is going to be an 8 by 4 rectangle, and the triangle is going to be an 8 by 6 triangle. Now, you might be like, well, there's a 10 there, isn't it an 8 by 10? No, that 10 centimeters represents the entire length of the left-hand side of this shape, and so therefore it's the whole thing. We already used 4 for the rectangle, so it's going to be a 6. And so this is how we're going to find that. The first part of this equation here is the rectangle. 8 by 4 is our rectangle. And then the second part, the 8 by 6 divided by 2, is the triangle. When we add those together, we're going to get that side 1, this triangle and rectangle put together, has an area of 56 square centimeters. Now, you might also notice that there is the same size shape, or the exact same shape, on the back. So it's also a 1. Well, that means we just need to take our answer, multiply it by 2, and we're going to come up with an area of 112 square centimeters, and that is for both the front and the back together. All right, what are we going to do next? Well, I have the top next. And the top is a rectangle. It has a side length of 10 and a width of 3. So it's going to be a 10 by 3 rectangle. Now, you might also notice that there happens to be another 10 by 3 rectangle there. So if I find one of them, I can multiply by 2, and now we're going to get both of them. So we have a 3 by 10, which is 30, and we multiply that by 2, and we get 60. All right, top, left-hand side are both taken care of. Front, back are both taken care of. What do we do next? Well, I chose to do this right-hand side here. We'll label it with number 3. It is a 4 by 3 rectangle. It's the only one that we have. And so all we need to do is find the area of that, 12 centimeters squared. And finally, we have this bottom piece. I'll label it with number 4. It's an 8 by 3. Again, it's a unique one. There's no other one like it. So we're just going to find one of them. All right. Now that we have these, we have our 4 kind of pieces that we have. All we need to do is add them all together. So we're going to add them all together. 112 centimeters squared by 6 plus 60 centimeters squared plus 12 centimeters squared plus 24 centimeters squared. And we get a total surface area of 208 square centimeters. Now, if you tried this one out on your own, I hope that's the answer you got. If you didn't, take a look back through your work and see if you can figure out where you made a mistake. You might be able to find it, you might not, but that's okay. Again, work through it, see if you can find that mistake and if you didn't get the same answer.